The ocean is Earth's greatest mystery, hiding creatures that defy imagination. Myths and legends tell of monsters that ruled the seas, striking fear into sailors for centuries. But what if some of these so-called fantasies were real? Today, we reveal 10 mythical sea creatures that actually existed, and the truth might be stranger than the stories. Mentioned in ancient biblical texts, the Leviathan was no ordinary sea creature. It was a monstrous serpent described as indestructible, capable of breathing fire, and large enough to crush ships. To ancient people, it was the embodiment of chaos itself. While religious scholars viewed it as symbolic, many believe it was inspired by real prehistoric predators, perhaps Basilosaurus, an enormous whale-like reptile, or giant mosasaurs from the Cretaceous seas. Its legend spread across cultures, always depicted as a beast humans could never defeat. Modern sightings of mysterious, massive shapes beneath the waves keep the myth alive, fueling theories that a surviving Leviathan could still lurk in unexplored ocean trenches, waiting for the day it rises again. The Kraken's legend comes from Norse sailors who spoke of an enormous, tentacled monster capable of dragging entire ships into the depths. Descriptions matched no known animal, but its sheer size and power terrified even the bravest crews. Historians now believe these stories were based on rare encounters with colossal squid, creatures that can grow over 40 feet long. However, some Kraken sightings describe animals far larger than any squid known today. In certain tales, the Kraken could create whirlpools to sink vessels from a distance. Whether a terrifying exaggeration or evidence of a truly colossal cephalopod, deep-sea research continues to uncover new species. And one day, the real Kraken might emerge from the pitch-black depths of the ocean. In Hebrew mythology, Rahab was a titanic sea monster, symbolizing the forces of chaos and destruction. It was said to dwell in the deep, opposing divine creation, and was often described as being so large, it could block out the horizon. While Rahab appears in religious texts as a metaphor, scholars believe the myth could have been inspired by ancient encounters with enormous sea creatures, perhaps massive whales or even surviving marine reptiles long after the age of dinosaurs. The legend paints Rahab as a cosmic adversary, a beast fought and slain by divine power. But as with many myths, the truth may be more complicated, leaving open the possibility that Rahab's origins lie in the ocean's still hidden giants. From Finnish mythology, Ikuturso was a horrifying sea demon with long tentacles, a human-like face, and a reputation for bringing disease and destruction. Ancient stories place it as a guardian of forbidden waters, attacking those who ventured too close. Descriptions of its massive, squid-like form suggest it may have been inspired by large cephalopods, or even extinct marine creatures unknown to science. Legends also portray Ikuturso as nearly immortal, capable of resurfacing after centuries. Unlike many mythical beasts, it was feared not just for its strength, but for its supposed control over storms and waves. In a country surrounded by lakes and seas, the myth of Ikuturso served as both a warning and perhaps a memory of something real. The Aspidochelone was a giant sea creature from medieval European bestiaries, often described as an enormous turtle or whale so huge that sailors mistook it for an island. Stories tell of crews landing on its shore, lighting fires, only for the monster to dive beneath the waves, taking the ship and everyone on it to the depths. While many dismiss it as pure fantasy, the concept may have roots in sightings of giant leatherback turtles or whales resting at the surface. Still, no known species matches the sheer size described in the tales. Could the Aspidochelone be based on an undiscovered marine giant? In the vastness of the open ocean, some legends might just have more truth than we think. In Maori legend, the Taniwa is a water-dwelling monster that inhabits rivers, lakes, and coastal waters of New Zealand. Some are protectors of tribes, while others are deadly predators that drag people into the depths. Descriptions vary, from giant lizard-like reptiles to serpent-bodied beasts, leading some researchers to speculate they were based on sightings of seals, sharks, or even surviving marine reptiles. Oral traditions describe Taniwa lairs in deep underwater caves, and some fishermen still claim strange encounters in those areas. For the Maori, the Taniwa isn't just a story, it's a living spirit tied to the land and sea. Whether supernatural or a remnant of a forgotten species, The Taniwa's legend continues to ripple through New Zealand waters. The Tarask is a river monster from French legend, said to have the head of a lion, the body of a giant turtle, 6 bear-like legs, and a tail tipped with deadly spikes. Feared for attacking villages near the Rhone River, it was believed to be nearly invulnerable to weapons. Some speculate the Tarask was inspired by misidentified fossils of prehistoric animals, or rare sightings of massive snapping turtles. In medieval accounts, it could crush boats and breathe poisonous gas. While its story eventually became tied to Christian saints, the origins of this bizarre hybrid remain a mystery. If it was based on a real animal, it may have been one of the strangest predators ever to haunt European waters. In Japanese folklore, the umibozu is a giant, shadowy sea spirit that appears without warning to capsize ships. Usually emerging during storms, it is described as having a dark, round head, sometimes compared to a monk's, rising from the waves before disaster strikes. Some tales suggest it demands offerings. If refused, it smashes the vessel to pieces. While most dismiss it as a sailor's ghost story, others believe it may have been inspired by sightings of giant squids, whales, or unknown marine creatures surfacing briefly before diving again. The mystery deepens because the umibozu appears mostly in calm seas that suddenly turn violent. For Japanese fishermen, the fear was real, proof that the ocean can turn against you in an instant. The Luska is a terrifying cryptid said to lurk in the deep blue holes of the Bahamas. Described as part shark, part octopus, it is rumored to attack divers and fishermen without warning. Some versions depict it as over 75 feet long, with tentacles strong enough to crush boats. These stories may be based on encounters with large octopuses or aggressive reef sharks, but many locals insist the Luska is something else entirely. Blue holes are mysterious, deep-water sinkholes that often connect to vast underwater cave systems, making them perfect hiding places for such a predator. Whether a surviving prehistoric cephalopod or a misunderstood legend, the Luska remains one of the Caribbean's most feared and fascinating marine mysteries. In Greek mythology, Achelos was a man transformed into a shark-like sea monster by the goddess Aphrodite, said to patrol the deep as a guardian of the seas. It was feared for its razor-sharp teeth and speed. While the story is clearly mythological, the image of a half-human, half-shark hybrid might have been inspired by rare shark species with unusual features, or by ancient divers encountering sharks in unexpected ways. Some scholars believe Achelos represents the blending of human fear and respect for the ocean's predators. Whether symbolic or based on a real marine animal, the myth keeps alive the idea that the sea holds guardians we do not fully understand, some of which may still be out there. Legends often start with a grain of truth, a strange sighting, an unexplained event, or a creature glimpsed just long enough to haunt the mind. These mythical sea monsters may seem like fantasy, but history teaches us the ocean still holds secrets. Somewhere in the deep, the next legend might already be watching, waiting to rise.